The United States has a long history of capital punishment. The practice was brought to America from Britain by the early English settlers. The first recorded execution in the United States occurred in 1608 in the Jamestown colony of Virginia. Captain George Kendall was executed by firing squad after being accused of spying for Spain. Between 1692 and 1693, 20 people were unjustly executed in what would come to be known as the Salem witch trials. While the debate on whether capital punishment should be abolished is not new, shortages of drugs used in lethal injections, followed by several botched executions with replacement drugs, have stirred the debates on capital punishment again. There were 3 in 2014 that included the execution of Joseph R. Wood. After the chemicals were injected, Mr. Wood repeatedly gasped for 1 hour and 40 minutes before death was pronounced. The death penalty is not a deterrent for homicide. When comparing annual homicide rates in states with the death penalty against states that do not have the death penalty, the homicide rate has been consistently higher in states with the death penalty every year since 1991. Consistent with previous years, the 2014 FBI Uniform Crime Report showed that the South had the highest murder rate and also accounts for over 80% of executions. A report published on the Journal of Criminal Law and Criminology concluded the consensus among criminologists is that the death penalty does not add any significant deterrent effect above that of long-term imprisonment. While the price of bullets needed for a firing squad is minimal, the cost involved in trial and completion of a life sentence is far less than the cost involved in the prosecution and execution in a death penalty case. The majority of the additional costs involved in a death penalty case are incurred in the court proceedings and not from the additional incarceration. A study completed by 4 college professors at Seattle University found that combining all cost categories, the average total cost to the justice system related to pursuit of the death penalty are about 1.4 to 1.5 times more expensive than death penalty not sought cases. The total average difference in cost when the death penalty is sought is over $1.1 million. An audit completed in 2014 by the state of Nevada showed that they were able to estimate the death penalty from arrest through end of incarceration costs about $500,000 more than another murder case where the death penalty is not sought. There are other costs that cannot be measured financially. Do the families of the victims of the prisoners ever really get closure? The brother of Manny Babbitt, who was executed in 1999, said, "I turned Manny in because I felt sympathy for that family, and I felt very guilty about it when they went ahead and sought the death penalty." And what price does the executioner pay? I still have nightmares. Execution is the most premeditated form of murder you can possibly imagine, and it stays in your psyche forever, Dr. Alan Alt said, former Georgia warden. As mentioned by Ron Paul, even the killing by our soldiers, though they have been conditioned to be killers, is a significant cause of psychological devastation and mental illness, which is obviously made worse when those killed are innocent bystanders written off as collateral damage. There have been 156 exonerations since 1973. That averages out to 3.7 death row inmates that have been found innocent per year. Although some would like to see the firing squad replace lethal injection as the chosen form of capital punishment, the death penalty should be abolished because it does not deter crime. There are more cost-effective alternatives, and the risk of ending the life of an innocent person is too great. You and I hold the key to abolish the death penalty, to ensure liberty and justice for all.